Hi, welcome to Lisa's Stamp Studio. I'm Lisa Curcio. Valentine's Day is coming up and it's about the chocolate. And today I've got a really cute, tiny project to share with you. It's this. This small paper cone is going to make a great little treat on a coworker's desk or even for your husband and your children on Valentine's Day. It's really easy to make and I'm excited to show you how to put it together. Remember that you can find all the cutting dimensions and pictures for today's projects over on my blog. I've left the link below in the description bar so it's easy for you to find. Let's get over to the stamp table and let's get started. I'm holding it and now you can see how tiny it is, but isn't it adorable? I mean, let's face it, if you're me, you probably need to restrict the intake of your chocolate a little bit. I love this stuff. I wish it was a food group. So there we go. We've got a little tiny cone. It's got a doily insert. We're using some embellishments, a small tag, and then I wrapped a Hershey's nugget. Let me show you how to put this together. In the Occasions catalog here on page 15, you can see the brand new Sending Love Designer Series paper stack. I'm absolutely in love with this product. First of all, for $10, you're going to get 48 sheets. There are 6 each of 8 double-sided designs, which makes this a great value. Here it is. I'm going to flip through it just quickly so you can see it. There'll be pictures of this product over on my blog. It actually was my studio stamps in the mail part of the bundle I did in January. And if you're not familiar with my studio stamps in the mail, head over to my blog and check on the online classes tab at the top. Isn't this great? I think it's great for all year round because of the red and white theme, you just can't go wrong. So all I did to start with this is I took a piece of the 6x6 and I just cut it in half diagonally. That left me with this. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to kind of want to curl this paper a little bit. So I kind of like took my finger and just broke it down. I found if I used my bone folder, it just was a little bit too cumbersome because it was too straight and the paper's on an angle. But you want to kind of break this down to get that little bit of a curly effect so it's easier for you to make the cone. So I'm just going to do that back and forth several times. Okay, the next step, and I'm just going to show you before we put tape on, is we are going to bring this tip to here. We're going to mimic it. So it kind of goes inside like this. So this is then going to come up to here. So we're going to add tape here and about halfway here to make like a large L. We're going to use the Terran tape. I tried snail adhesive and it just fell off over time, and there's nothing worse than a 3D project that doesn't stay together. These are my sticky scissors. I keep those specifically for tear tape because boy, that stuff is strong. And then we're going to put another piece down here at the bottom. And again, we're creating like an L. So I'm only going to go about halfway and then cut there. Okay, and then you're going to want to burnish this, which means to push the paper inside the tape. Otherwise, you're going to end up peeling both. Now, I've got short nails, so I'm going to use my paper piercing tool here, and I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to remove this. So remember, we're going to work inside out. This piece is going to come up here. Now, I know it's probably hard for you to see because my hand's in the way, but bear with me. I'm going to try to line that up as much as I can at the very top. Okay, so I'm going to hold it up so you can see a little bit better. Do you see how I've brought this seam up to the top, the point? All right, and then it's just a matter of rolling, and it's not going to be even, and that is okay. So we're just going to roll and roll. So the tape is going to kind of hold it all in place as you go. And then I'm going to press my fingers on the inside to make sure we've got a good seal with the tape on the paper. And there you go. We got this cute little cone. All right, let's decorate it. I'm using one of the doilies. Going to cut up the center of the doily. So I'm going to make a slit right here to the center. That's going to allow me to overlap this a little bit so that it'll fit nicely inside. So I'm just going to tuck that inside of there. That just gives us a little bit of a liner. If you don't have doilies, you can purchase them in my online store, or you can, of course, you can use some crinkle papers. But isn't that cute? We're going to lay that in here. And then we've got our tag. I'm using the stamp set Sweet Sentiments. You can find this on page 54 of the Occasions catalog. This was actually part of that bundle for my stamps in the mail. This is a great stamp set. You've got sentiments here for just about everything, including graduation. I don't know about you, but I'm always short on those. So I've pulled out the words, "The best things in life are sweet," and I'm using the Real Red ink pad just to coordinate with my project. So I'm going to tap on here, load that up, and I'm going to stamp this near the top. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a banner tip. So I'm going to do a little slit right here in the center of the paper with my scissors, and then I'm going to cut from the outside corner to the top of that slit. By making the slit first, you're almost guaranteeing you're going to have a perfect V at the bottom every single time. I do want a little curvature to this so that it'll stick to my cone really well. So that's when I'm going to bring in my bone folder, and I'm going to come from the back. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a curl. And then for this, I'm also going to use tear tape. And I want to make sure it's not going to fall off. All right, so the same thing again. We're going to burnish that paper down inside. And then we're going to use the piercing tool just to pull off that paper backing. Okay, so here's my cone. I'm going to take that off so you can see what we're doing here. I'm just going to line that up as close to the center as I can. And then I'm going to press. Okay, so we've now got a little banner going on. Next, we're going to add an embellishment. This comes from that same suite of products called Sending Love. It's on the same page with that designer paper. Aren't these adorable? And I have loved them, and you're going to see how much. Look, there's not very many left. I've used almost everything. So I'm going to take out a small flower, set that aside, and I'm going to use a glue dot to attach this. So I'm going to peel back one of my glue dots here, and I'm going to press that little wood embellishment on top. Now pull that out. My glue dot's already on the back, and I'm going to add that right here. Boy, it fits perfectly, doesn't it? And you know me, I like a little bling, so I'm going to add a pearl to this just to kind of keep with that white motif. And take one of my pearls. These already have glue dots on the back, and I'm using my paper piercing tool to help me lift it. There we go. That one was slippery. And I'm going to lay that right here on top and just press. That's going to cover that hole and then give us a little bit more realism to that flower. We've got our doily still here. I'm going to set that aside. Hershey's Nuggets. I buy the assorted bag. You can find these at any big box store. I actually bought mine at Costco. I found that their prices were the best. I love them because they're a little bit thicker, and boy, who doesn't love Hershey's chocolate? This is a strip of 1 inch by 3 inch designer series paper. It's from that same packet. And again, double-sided, so you can pick what you'd like. I'm going to use my bone folder to give this a little bit of a curl. It'll make it go around that candy a little bit easier. And I like to attach it with glue dots because it's simple and quick. So I'm going to put a glue dot on the top and a glue dot on the back. And this is on the back side of the designer paper. Now, the Hershey's Nugget wrapper, you can see here, this is actually how it's sealed. So the paper actually ends here. I like to start here, and I like to pull in the opposite direction just to make sure everything stays nice and taut. So there we go. We've got our little candy. Isn't that cute? So now we've got our doily. Let's put that back inside. And I'm not going to get too fussy with this, and I'm going to stick my candy in. Look. Nice and easy. This is something the kids can even help you with. Really easy to put together. Cut the paper for them and let them have some fun. So here's the one we made today, and here's the one I made before you joined me. Head over to my blog for those cutting dimensions and see the still photographs. I'm so glad you joined me today, everyone. I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day.